so cute, they're so small. They're just like lying around next to each other like friends. It's so sunny! It's honestly like in the last week, every plant and tree has just burst into leaf. So it's Thursday, it's about 3:45. I've made a little gap in my working day to get out and make sure that I'm out in the sunshine because oh my god, it's been so sunny all day and I've not left my house yet because I've just been working. So I'm taking this time to go on a bike ride in the sunshine and talk to you about how to make solo rides so great that you want to do them. Basically, sometimes it's hard to get motivated to go out by yourself, and sometimes that's what stops people from going out at all. So this video is going to help you plan and go out on solo bike rides, even if you're a beginner. This video obviously isn't going to apply to everybody. I know a lot of you already go on loads of solo rides. In fact, you probably ride solo by default. A lot of the time that's just easier to do. Then you only need to motivate one person and organise one person's schedule. So this is really for people who either don't go cycling because they don't have anyone to go with, or they only go cycling with someone else and they have more time than that person, so they want to go on solo rides but they're not really sure, or they don't have the confidence to do that. Now I go out on solo rides a lot because I have much more time than my partner and much more flexibility in my work schedule, so I'm often on solo rides. And I personally really like it. I mean, I can keep myself company pretty well. A lot of the time I film and make videos like this. Sometimes I listen to podcasts. A lot of the time I don't listen to anything and I just listen to the birds. Especially this time of year when they're going crazy. I really love solo cycling and I kind of want everyone to love it too. So my first tip for going on solo rides is to plan an easy route. I don't necessarily mean physically easy. I like a challenging ride. I mean like mentally easy. So this route now I know like the back of my hand. It's going to take me about 2 hours, maybe 2 hours 20 minutes, something like that. I know it really well, I know what to expect. I don't have to think about getting lost or what kind of traffic I might meet. At least a third of it is traffic free. Another third of it is really quiet. And the last third isn't busy traffic wise, but there's certainly going to be more of it, especially on a day like this, because it'll take me up across the moor. But my point is that this is an easy route for me to do, even though it's 500 meters of elevation and 30k. But it's easy because I know it, and familiarity makes just anything a lot easier. And an easy route for you might mean flat, it might mean familiar, it might mean in a certain place, it might mean at a certain time. Anything that makes that route easier is going to be just easier to motivate yourself to go out and actually do it. My second tip is to be comfortable. Wear something comfortable, whether that's physically comfortable or again mentally comfortable. You don't have to dress like a bloody Tour de France rider if it makes you uncomfortable. I'm wearing very mismatching clothes, as I always do, because I only have mismatching clothes, frankly. I'm slightly overdressed right now. A third of this ride pretty much is downhill, and I know I'm going to get cold because it was 3 degrees Celsius last night. It's now about 13, but I think it's warmer here in this valley and out the wind. But the wind on the moor is going to be strong and cold, and I'll be descending, so I'm overdressed. So if you don't want to wear full lycra, don't wear full lycra. Nobody cares, nobody's judging you, nobody's looking at you. Wear what is going to make you feel mentally comfortable and also like actually comfortable, but you probably do need padded shorts. You can wear those under like looser shorts, looser trousers, whatever. If you're not going to go out cycling because you're worried you'll look like an idiot, really go out anyway. You do not want to let the imagined perceptions of other people stop you from doing something you want to do. Tip number 3, have a maintenance plan. I think the idea of having mechanicals on a bike, so when something breaks, goes wrong, whatever, you get a flat, I think that might put people off, especially those newer to cycling. They don't want to go out alone because what if something happens? What if they can't fix it? And there is literally always this danger. Kind of about everything you do, really. But cycling, unless you know bike mechanics quite well, then that can be a little bit of a worry. There are a few ways that I counteract this. Firstly, familiarise yourself with the types of things that can go wrong. So the most common thing to go wrong on a bike is that your chain will come off. Perhaps this is because you're changing gear and you're on the wrong chain ring, or whatever. Maybe you've got a stick in it. Chains come off all the time. Can't trust them. Knowing how to get a chain back on is very useful because it's just going to happen to you. So for that, I know some people in these comments before have said they carry around like plastic gloves, like latex gloves for dealing with that. That's amazing. You should do that. I don't do that because as yet I haven't got my hands on any, but I'm gonna. I just have tissues usually to wipe my hands on afterwards. Basically, if you've never had to put a chain on before, watch a YouTube video about it. I don't know. But it's really, really easy. Just be careful. You can, you know, cut yourself if you're handling metal under tension or your finger's in the wrong place. You're not going to injure yourself really, but you might, like, you know, give your knuckle a scrape or something. You're unlikely to break the chain unless you're being really heavy-handed. Where are your lambs? Another really obvious thing that might happen when you're cycling is you might get a flat tyre. Now, oh my god, the superstitious among you are gonna cover your face at this, but I've never really had a flat tyre. I've had slow punctures before, but I've never just got a puncture randomly on a ride. And I hope that today is not the day. I've been riding literally my entire life, and it's gonna happen at some point. And you're all gonna laugh at me. But nonetheless, I know how to change a tyre. I've changed my tyres quite a few times, not because of punctures, but because I've literally changed between gravel and road tyres on the same bike. So I know how to change a tyre, I know how to fix a puncture. Learn how to do that. Again, YouTube is the best thing you can do in this situation. Is just learn, do it a couple of times, and then carry the parts with you. So carry a spare inner tube if you don't want to fix the tyre. You can just swap it out, that's really easy. Carry tyre levers, all that jazz. I've got to get off this path and over that bridge. Ooh. Yeah, so carry all that stuff. Tyre levers, inner tube. Is that all you need? That's pretty much all you need if you're going to swap out an inner tube rather than fix a puncture. I was about to navigate this one-handed with a camera before I realised that it's not a good idea. Okay, don't know what that is so far. Probably about 8 kilometres out of 30, and it was all more or less flat, slightly uphill but mostly flat. Now begins 500 metres in 22 kilometres. Whew. So cute, they're so small. They're just like lying around next to each other like friends. I do love this route because you get out of the valley so quickly. I mean, what, a couple of minutes of climbing and I'm already, you know, got good views. I've got a big hill. That's not even the half of it, but it's really lovely. But oh my god, the lambs. I just stopped at a gate and these two lambs just were like right the other side of the gate, and the way they kind of run away is they sort of leap into the air in this kind of like playful manner. They're so cute. I love this time of year, I love it. What other mechanicals can happen? I don't know. I mean, not that many. It depends how you're riding. If you're mountain biking, it's a bit different perhaps. Or if you're, I don't know, asking a lot of your bike. But basically, just get familiar with the most common things that can go wrong, and also have a backup plan. My personal backup plan, even though I live in quite a rural area, it's just to call someone. Call my sister, call my partner, call a taxi, whatever. At the end of the day, don't worry about it too much. have a backup plan like that. If you need rescuing, think of who might be able to come and rescue you, you know? Now also I want to caveat this with, I'm coming at this from a very UK orientated approach. If you live in a place with bears, cougars, getting mugged at knife point, I don't know, maybe there are different things to consider. This video isn't the arbiter on everything in the world. It's just my advice from my experience. Gonna have me a little walk-in break. And this brings me neatly on to point 4, as demonstrated on the back of my hand here, is walk up and walk down. This actually appeals to, I mean, all of these things really appeal to whether you're cycling with someone or alone. But I think a lot of the time, people who are nervous about cycling alone, again, like, am I strong enough to do this? I need sort of the, like, morale booster of somebody else. You just need to take the pressure off yourself. This hill is big, you know? It's not big for some people, it's not big for Wiggo. It's not big for some people I know. They walk in the park for them. But it's big for me, even though I live here and cycles all the time. It's a big hill. And sometimes I'm going to walk it, especially if I'm doing it one-handed, holding a camera, talking and thinking. But even if I wasn't, I didn't know that I would cycle up this entire hill. I mean, I probably could, given the right mood, fuel, clothing, temperature wise, you know, that kind of thing. But I ain't riding up it right now. I'm just going to walk up it. And I highly recommend that you do the same. If you see a hill that you don't want to ride up, or you just need a break, you don't want to ride up the whole thing, or you have hair in an annoying place like I do, then just walk up that hill. And similarly, if you're facing a hill that's too steep for you to go down, which has happened to me on Dartmoor and in North Devon, insanely steep hills, just get off and walk down some parts of them. Ooh. If in doubt, just walk. Hey, this isn't a running video, but here's a fun fact. If you're running and you need a break, or you're going up a hill, just walk. It's not a problem. It's not like you haven't done a bike ride because you walked up a big hill. It's not like you have to cycle every single inch of it. Oh my god, my hair. Just walk. Walking is great. It's good for you. Walking up a hill, pushing a bike, it's good for you too. Just walk. Take the pressure off yourself. You're here for fun, which is what I'm going to talk about in a minute. I have a question. Has anyone else indicated using their leg when they're going down the hill? Like, I don't know that I would do it if it was really busy, because obviously you've got hands on both the brakes. You can't just brake with one hand, you'd go over the handlebars. So yeah, I don't know, let me know, tell me, do you indicate, I'm getting distracted by lambs, do you indicate using your leg sometimes? Like, you know, when you turn the light switch off with your chin, or your forehead. I've turned light switches off with my forehead, my chin, probably not my nose, but indicating the legs. It's not in the highway code. I'm not actually walking up all the hills. It's just that it's easier to talk when I'm walking, and I'm walking up this hill. Oh my gosh, what a lovely little thatched cottage there. Okay, so my penultimate tip, which is number 5, is something I haven't done today but I should have done, and that is bring food. Unless you're going for a very short bike ride, take some kind of food. A banana, some peanuts, like a energy bar, whatever. Take some food. I haven't done it. I was going to. Oh my god, look at these primroses. Just getting distracted by springtime. Food is vital. I got distracted because I was so keen to get out of a meeting and get on my bike before the clouds came that I actually remembered everything except food, which is fine because this is only 2 and a bit hours and I ate not that long before. But in general, always take food with you, because when you run out of energy, everything goes to tits. You feel awful, you feel miserable, you hate your life. and that like you can do a much harder ride than you think you can as long as you've got enough energy, and you can't necessarily store that energy as much as you need, so it's important to supplement it with extra food. Stuff like this burns a lot of energy, it just goes through a lot, so it's really important that you carry stuff with you. So always have something in your back pocket or in your frame bag or in your top tube bag, or just something. Take food. But as an extension to that, remember to eat the food. Eat the food before you get hungry. So if you're on a 2-hour bike ride, I don't know, hashtag not a sports scientist, but eat at the halfway point. Eat after 45 minutes, I don't know. But eat before you feel like you need to, because it's gonna take that food, whatever it is, some time to be accessible to you as energy. Maybe it's 20 minutes, depends what it is, but it's a while. So don't hit the no energy barrier. Don't wait for that. Eat first. Not just food, also water. Take water, bring water. Take more water than you think you're gonna need. Always, even when it's cold. Doesn't matter, always bring extra water. Must be like 5 o'clock, half 4, I don't know. It is absolutely amazing. I just am basking in it. It's incredible. So Dartmoor, a lot of it is, Dartmoor's a national park in the southwest of the UK. A lot of it is open moorland, and we have freely roaming animals here. So the reason why you can't go faster than 40 miles an hour in a car, I mean, I'm going up a hill, it always seems like a piss take when they're like, this is the speed limit. I'm like, yeah, chance be a fine thing. Anyway, the reason why there's 40 mile an hour speed limit, even though some of the roads are very wide and open, is because sheep, cows and horses literally just roam around completely free. They stand in the middle of the road, they munch stuff, they roam the moor. It's lovely. I grew up in the New Forest, so it's the same thing there. No sheep in the New Forest, I don't think, but freely roaming cows and horses. Here there's the Dartmoor ponies that freely roam. They are endemic to this area. They're lovely, they're very fluffy, they're quite small. They're quite fluffy and small because it's quite an exposed place. It's hilly, gets up to 600 meters, and it gets very cold, a bit snowy, brutal winds. So you've got to be quite a short stature pony to cope with that. Apparently, there are also lynx here because they've escaped from a zoo or something, I don't know. No one seems quite sure. Although from what I've read, it is generally established fact, and a generally established fact. I hope they're not hungry for a cyclist, because I'm going very slowly. Oh my god, I almost forgot to tell you the last one. Okay, finally, the last tip I have for people who are going to go out solo cycling but aren't really sure about it. Focus on the fun. Focus on the enjoyment. You're out here to have a good time, to enjoy yourself, to see some lambs. Oh my god, there's a lamb right there. You're out there for the sun, for the views. You're not out there to prove anything. You're not out there to beat someone's segment. So many people really struggle with exercise because they feel like they have to do it, and they have to do it for exercise's sake. No, 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 no. Do it for the fun. Do it for the joy, the exhilaration. Honestly, I'm out here for the sunshine and the lambs. I mean, when you focus on that, suddenly all the pressure gets off you. And solo cycling is just, you can just take a look around and be curious and enjoy what you're seeing. You don't have to do it for any other reason. And it's just great for you. It's great for your mental health. It's so wonderful. So if you take anything away from this video, let it be that. Whatever exercise you're doing, whatever you're doing, just do it for the fun of it. And it makes everything just more fun. Now I'm gonna do the climb up to Haytor, and it is already really windy and it's only gonna get windier. That was a great example of a horse just casually strolling across the road. Not a care in the world. Just a casual pony there. So the next bit I'm not going to be able to film that much on because it is going to take me up to Haytor. So I'm on open moorland right now. It'll take me up to Haytor and then I will be descending steeply and quickly for the next few miles until I get back to the start. So I don't think I'm going to be able to talk much more. Also, the next stretch is one of the most beautiful stretches of road and I love it, but it really incites idiot driving. People will just pass too close and fast. So I need to concentrate basically. I can't be getting my camera out and chatting that much because there's going to be a driver trying to pass me within an inch, even though they could literally just go over to the other side of the road. Pas de problème. But, you know, that's what happens sometimes. Actually, a lot of the traffic today seems to be motorcyclists. I mean, to be fair, it's probably only 5:30. So most people are just finishing work now. And although it is an absolutely spectacular day, that seems to have made this road a little bit quieter than usual. It doesn't go anywhere. I mean, it does go somewhere, it crosses the moor, but it's not like a major route linking towns or anything. People come up here for the views. Honestly, could it be more beautiful? Could it be more beautiful? Oh my god, I just saw a foal. It honestly must have been like a week old. It was so tiny and fluffy, but I was going too fast to like suddenly stop and freak it out. I highly recommend cycling up on Dartmore in the summer. I mean, this is spring, this is literally mid-April. I highly recommend it. It is fabulous. I have genuinely never seen this road this quiet in years. I've lived here nearby or on the edge on the other side of this moor for years and I've never seen it this quiet. And I guess it's just because of the time of day and the day of the week. Like it's a Thursday. And if you want to know why I'm up here on a Thursday and not working, you can watch a video that I'll put on the screen now and that will explain it. That is the back edge of Haytor. Okay, so now it's more or less downhill the whole way back. That is the elevation chart. It's quite a gradual uphill and then just down.